Is the Galaxy Z Fold 7 finally going to fix one of the most persistent issues with foldable smartphones? Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold series has undoubtedly been a pioneer in the foldable phone market, with each new release bringing exciting innovations. But no matter how much the device improves, there's been one flaw that just won't go away: to crease. It's something that's remained present in every iteration of the Galaxy Z Fold, including the latest Galaxy Z Fold 6. Now, as we look ahead to the Galaxy Z Fold 7, many are wondering if Samsung will finally manage to minimize or even eliminate that crease. If you've used a foldable phone, you've probably noticed the crease right down the center of the screen. It's a result of the unique display material, the hinge design, and the repeated folding action that these phones undergo. While competitors, especially some Chinese brands, have made progress in reducing the crease, Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold series has always had a noticeable one. Even with the improvements in each generation, the crease still lingers in the Galaxy Z Fold 6, making it a point of frustration for many users. But there's hope that things might change with the upcoming Galaxy Z Fold 7. Leaks suggest that Samsung might finally reduce the crease to the point where it becomes far less noticeable. While it may not be completely gone, the new design could make it much more subtle, potentially making the overall folding experience smoother. This could be thanks to advancements in materials and new design elements, with rumors pointing to the use of technology seen in the Galaxy Z Fold Special Edition, a limited release that was only available in South Korea and China. The Galaxy Z Fold Special Edition was praised for its improved crease reduction, with users reporting that the crease was almost invisible compared to previous models. The Special Edition was said to use a new material called ultra-flexible glass, which is more durable than the ultra-thin glass used in the previous Galaxy Z Fold models. If the Galaxy Z Fold 7 adopts this ultra-flexible glass, it can bring a significant improvement to the foldable screen design. In addition to the improved crease, Galaxy Z Fold 7 is rumored to come with several other exciting upgrades. For starters, it may feature a larger and more efficient cooling system to prevent overheating during extended use. The hinge mechanism could also be enhanced for smoother operation, and there's even talk of bigger displays, both for the inner screen and the outer screen. These changes could take the Galaxy Z Fold 7 to the next level, making it an even more powerful and refined foldable phone. Another major rumor surrounding the Galaxy Z Fold 7 is the camera. It's said that the new model could come with a 200-megapixel main camera, a significant leap over the previous models. This would put the Galaxy Z Fold 7 on par with some of the best camera phones available today, offering exceptional photo quality. For those who want the latest in smartphone photography, this could make the Fold 7 a top choice. That said, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 may not be perfect. One of the most controversial changes could be a potential removal of S Pen support. Samsung has been gradually scaling back its stylus support, and if the Galaxy Z Fold 7 follows this trend by removing S Pen compatibility, it could turn off a significant portion of users. For people who rely on the S Pen for productivity, note-taking, or creative work, this could be a deal breaker. The lack of S Pen support could also affect the device's sales, as many fans of the Galaxy Z Fold have come to appreciate the versatility that the stylus offers. All things considered, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 seems like it could be a major improvement over the previous models, with a more refined design, a better screen, and plenty of powerful features. If Samsung can finally address the crease issue and offer an even better foldable experience, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 could be a game changer in the world of foldable phones. Of course, we'll have to wait until Samsung officially reveals the device to see just how it performs. Be sure to stay tuned for updates, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more details. Thanks for watching. Why did Samsung decide against using its most advanced 200-megapixel ISOCELL HB9 sensor in the Galaxy S25 Ultra? Many would expect the company to equip its top-tier smartphone with the best camera hardware it has ever developed. After all, this high-end sensor is not only a Samsung innovation, but is also being used by other smartphone brands. Yet, when it came to its own flagship device, Samsung made a different choice. This decision has raised questions among tech enthusiasts, but there are solid reasons behind it. One of the biggest factors influencing this move is Samsung's market position. While some competing brands have adopted the ISOCELL HB9 sensor in their premium models, these devices have not seen massive success in terms of sales. They serve more as showcases for cutting-edge technology rather than mainstream bestsellers. On the other hand, Samsung's Galaxy S Ultra series consistently dominates the high-end smartphone market, making it unnecessary for the company to follow trends just for the sake of it. Unlike smaller brands that need to differentiate themselves with hardware upgrades, Samsung already has a strong presence, allowing it to focus on a balanced approach that prioritizes user experience over raw specifications. Another major reason is design practicality. The ISOCELL HP9 sensor is significantly thicker than the one used in the Galaxy S25 Ultra, including it would have required major design modifications, potentially resulting in a bulkier and less ergonomic device. While some companies emphasize hardware upgrades by adding larger camera modules, Samsung has taken a different route. The company aims to maintain a sleek and premium design that does not compromise on usability. A thinner, well-integrated sensor helps achieve this goal without making the device unwieldy. Beyond hardware, Samsung has been placing a strong emphasis on software optimization. Over the past few years, the company has invested heavily in artificial intelligence to improve image processing, enhance computational photography, and optimize overall camera performance. Instead of relying solely on larger sensors to produce better images, Samsung is refining its software to extract the best possible results from the available hardware. This strategy allows for better dynamic range, improved low-light photography, and overall enhanced image quality without the need for physically larger camera components. Samsung's long-term vision also plays a key role in this decision. The company has been shifting its focus towards a seamless user experience that combines powerful hardware with intuitive software. By ensuring that its flagship devices remain balanced in terms of performance, design, and usability, Samsung avoids the pitfall of adding features that may not significantly improve the real-world user experience. A well-optimized system, rather than just high numbers on a spec sheet, is what most consumers ultimately benefit from. That does not mean Samsung is ignoring innovation. The company continues to experiment with advanced camera technologies and may introduce the ISOCELL HP9 sensor in future models or special editions. Devices like the Galaxy Z Fold Special Edition have demonstrated Samsung's willingness to test new features in select markets before incorporating them into mainstream products. There are also rumors about a Galaxy S25 Edge, which could potentially introduce different hardware configurations. However, for its primary flagship lineup, Samsung is following a carefully planned strategy that ensures a well-rounded smartphone experience rather than chasing extreme hardware upgrades. If you found this video insightful, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates on the latest in smartphone technology. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Why would Samsung make its new flagship weaker than last year's model? That's what a lot of people are asking after durability tests showed that the Galaxy S25 Ultra is more prone to scratches than the S24 Ultra. But before jumping to conclusions, let's take a closer look at why Samsung might have made this decision and whether it's actually a good thing. What the tests show. Durability tests usually include a scratch resistance test, where different levels of sharpness are used to see when a phone's screen starts to get marked. Most flagship phones begin showing scratches at level 6, with deeper marks at level 7. Last year, the Galaxy S24 Ultra surprised everyone by holding up until level 7, which meant it was one of the most scratch-resistant Samsung phones ever. But now, with the S25 Ultra, things have gone back to level 6, making people wonder if Samsung downgraded the screen quality. The trade-off between scratch resistance and durability. At first, this seems like a strange decision, but there's a good reason behind it: drop protection. When glass is made more scratch resistant, it also becomes harder and more brittle. That means if you drop your phone, it's more likely to shatter. On the other hand, a screen that's softer and less resistant to scratches is less likely to break on impact. Samsung might have realized that most users aren't scratching their screens often, but a lot of people are dropping their phones. Plus, many people use screen protectors, which already add extra scratch protection. What this means for you